our own business.
Thing and building the online thing and do a podcast and a whole host of things. I've dabbled in Blab a little bit and still enjoy it, but have found, like many things, that it becomes a very it can become a time suck if you're not careful, and you can just spend lots and lots of times talking and conversing and having a good time, and then at the end of the day you realize you didn't get a damn thing done that you need to get done. So I'm judicious about my time now, and that's why, like I said, I can only stay on for a second because I've got other things that have to get crossed off the list today. But I'll be listening while I'm working. But I gotta jump off the video and get back to the real work if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, go ahead. And actually, that's a damn good point that he just made, because as I take these courses, as I do these other things, to the top, but your real name.
Hey, how you doing? Matt.
Good. What is it?
Matt.
Oh, Matt. Okay. Good to see you, Matt.
You too.
I'm finding these things are big time suckers, and they're seductive. But since I intend to be helping clients, I think if I don't, this is the latest thing, Periscope, Blab, there's one for private ones called appear.im. Well, if I don't know and experiment with this myself, how can I advise clients best? I just didn't expect the learning curve or all these things to be so time consuming. I don't have an evening anymore. I don't have a life, basically. And tell me your perspective on this and what you're doing, Matt.
All right. I wanted to hop on real quick. I saw that you were having a couple of questions of how to get people on. So I wanted to give my advice. I'm no expert myself. But first, I own a property maintenance and lawn care business. And now I'm transitioning into helping other businesses with their marketing and their sales and trying to get a network around the nation to help them, learn from some of the things that I went through. And also enjoy technology and learning about, the new things. And Blab right now is very intriguing to me, bringing a lot of people together who otherwise would never share their experiences and their knowledge.
Right. And let me ask you this. Is your ultimate goal, mine is, to eventually have online courses and start to bring in what I keep hearing called passive income? In other words, clients are very time consuming, specific clients. If I can build an audience, and I'm like nowhere with this yet in terms of a mail list, I'm converting my Wix site as we speak to a WordPress, et cetera. All this is very time consuming. Mm-hmm. But ultimately that is my goal. Is to have that kind of thing. Not because I think I'm going to do anything amazing like Amy Schittauer or Kim Garst, some of those really big people. I don't think I would achieve that. I don't need to make six figures. Well, I don't know. You're right. That's a good question. I guess that little bit of doubt, bing, 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 ping, ping, ping in the back of the head.
We all have that.
Thank you. It's good to hear. I'm not alone on that. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to do this today was this Let's Talk Shop. Because you've got some stuff I don't know. Others, they probably have things we can't possibly know. Someone out here is probably really, really experienced, and I'd love them to jump in too. But it sounds like you're well on your way as well, Matt. Am I right? Does it feel that way to you?
Learning every day. Trying to improve every day. So setting big goals and meeting new people. And I think this is a great platform. So again, I wanted to jump on. I saw you having a couple of questions. I do know a little bit about Blab, and again, no expert, but for instance, how your audience will get on is you'll open up the seats, you'll open up the different blocks, and then it's up to them to decide if they want to come in and click on the seat. Then it will send the host a little thing saying, hey, to the top wants to come in. And then you can decide to accept that they came in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I see below our two images now, just a big black space that says open seat or lock seat.
Exactly. And for instance, so now, at least on my screen, I can't, now it's just us two.
So I accidentally, okay. So
now it's open.
So if somebody else wanted to jump on,
for instance, if Meredith wanted to jump on, or she just wants to stay in the comments, or if anyone else wants to come on, they can pop in if you allow them once, you'll get a notification on there.
Well, I'm going to, the people who are on here, I think I know through one way or another, all of them, okay? Or I've been on a Blab that they've participated in or maybe even conducted. So I'm open to everybody, unless somebody gets screwy or something, and then I figure there's a way to block them. It would probably take me 3 years to figure that out too. But, I'll get there. I'll get there as long as I can make this happen. So yes, it's an experiment, but I am also interested in the stories other people are doing, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and the snags they're running into. I mean, I don't know what it costs you, but the startup costs are just much more than I imagined they would be. Now, that was probably naive on my part. I didn't know I would run into so many courses that seemed just so compelling I had to take them. Time suckers.
Well, that's something then that you have great experience with. So your experience written down and put in maybe like a virtual product like you're talking about, I think from your earlier question, right now your product this is how much it costs and I didn't even realize it. And this is, the time that it's taken for new people who may want to do something similar to what you're doing. So I think you're going through this experience and it's costing you money and you say, I didn't know it would take this long. Well, that's valuable to other people.
Well, let me ask you this, in fact, with clients, and it really is amazing to me how long it takes them to go from they're animated, however I reached them through, for example, that exhibit. I've been a speaker at a couple of gigs. I got to prep for a big gig in a week or so, too, a PowerPoint for a nonprofit chamber of commerce. Some heavy hitters in there, and done some stuff for one nonprofit. So that's, hopefully I get some business out of that. But the point is, for me, I don't want to specifically myself hands-on do every client, because as a primarily gun and run photographer and videographer, that's time consuming. I may not be there long. When you get back into the editing gig, if you've done any video that's of that nature, making music, you're the only one there. You're dashing all over. You're trying to bring it together. You'll see some of this if you ever hit my site, which is everonwardmedia.com. I've got sample videos.
Could you put that in the comments so there's a link there? That way, anyone coming in,
send a message.
Can go straight to the link.
Yeah,
just put in there and it'll automatically have a link.
Put a babe in the arms. I am here. Okay, there we go.
There we go. And then now I'm just going to click on it and I go straight there. I mean, it's easy.
Yeah, if you see the videos, you're going to see the nature of many I did. And I literally, for those nursing homes, I shot hundreds. I can't put just those on. But they were typically circumstances where I really had no idea what I would be walking into, what the lighting would be. And my big concern when you're working with medical anything, of course, is privacy. So I'd be running around. Did you get permissions forms signed? I created permissions forms. Neither of these places had ever done any kind of social media. So I did that for them and Facebook and all of that stuff. And I realized, this is something I can do. I'm comfortable doing it. I know how I use Photoshop. I can make the graphics you need to the dimensions you need for, whatever you're doing. And this is all self-taught stuff over the years, which I think a lot of us, tell me folks, aren't a lot of us self-taught over the years? We've picked something up. We were engaged in it. We found it interesting and felt maybe even a little guilty because what are you doing playing as? When are you ever going to use this stuff you're learning? And I have found that I have used it a lot to bring me to the point where those are elements I can bring in, the social media end and the video end, and then ultimately perhaps a course. So that's my whole gig. So
okay, so just so I can understand, who exactly do you envision your clients being? You've introduced to them, and then you get them to a virtual product?
Eventually. That would eventually. Okay. I've got one PDF made, a pretty good one that's kind of aimed at negative businesses that are either unpopular for a number of reasons, often not their own fault, as is the case with nursing homes. Because turning around negative perceptions makes their job very difficult. And I'm a big, huge believer of put your own face out there. Don't give me models. Don't ask me to go find. I use Dollar Photoshop. It's an excellent place for $1, royalty-free, wonderful, full-size, full-res images. If you guys aren't on that, you should look into it. Seriously, you should. You just buy images as whatever you need them. I'll integrate a lot of those into certain kinds of videos. Like if I got a talking head video, I'll bring in images too to just break it up a little bit, things of that nature. But real people relate to real people. That's why I'll put this face out there. You know that? Because I don't want to see a model. There's some really pretty people, real great looking, very fascinating people who are online in the communities, and we follow them, probably a lot of them. And they've been doing this sort of thing for years. But real people relate to real people, especially if you're in some kind of, Oh, there we got. Hey, we got somebody else.
Hello, people.
High five.
How difficult was this to do for you?
Say what?
How difficult was that for you to do? Hello, I say hello, all people. How difficult was to do this?
What, to do the Blab today, or to do the?
For you to open the computer first of all, and then we move to the other.
No, not hard at all.
Hey.
No. Yeah, no, not at all. It's just that this is a new platform, and I've watched Blabs, and I'll jump in, and I hit that seat, and they bring me in. It's not the first time I had to set one up, so that's the gig.
So Laura, I do want to get back to your clients if we could.
Sure.
So I'd love to help you. This is something I love to do, give you some advice. Who exactly are your clients? Hospital branches, and then they give your products or your services out to people at the nursing homes? Is this individuals? Are you looking to get groups?
Well, right now I have a lot of people that I know because I've worked with them over the years, and they've seen what I've done. So the very first thing I did was I sent out like a batch of emails. I'm on my own. And those people got in touch, and they wanted to do that. So healthcare, because I've had a lot of experiences at not just nursing homes, home healthcare, very competitive industry, very, very competitive. Physicians, that sort of thing. And those are the ones, because you need to have a niche, is my understanding. You must have a niche. If I could go out and do like so many have and just do a gig on social media, but there's too many people doing that. How am I going to compete in that?
I find you in the streets.
You're doing what? Well, he disappeared.
Yeah, and I wanted to say on that note, in the future, if you ever want to kick somebody out, I believe there's a spot. If you think they're not contributing, or that guy clearly was.
Don't know who he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's ever a time someone you want to kick out, I believe there's a button somewhere that you could.
Probably is. But thank you for that.
Pretty positive. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So after the emails, like, how successful was that?
Oh my, here's the thing. I just got this, like, woo, I'm so excited. Yes. Oh, practically begging in some cases. Oh, Laura, I need you so badly. Of course, I'd follow up. Okay, this week's not good. Let's talk next week. One was an administrator of yet another nursing facility. And then what did she do? She went and quit her job. And now she's going off on her own as a CPA. But she still wants to work with me at some point. But now she's even further behind than I am in this struggle. So I've got another guy. He's actually world renowned as a neuro-optometrist. He's done some astonishing things. You'll see his one video I did with him. I've done several. He's worked with all the major, baseball teams, pro golfers, all sorts of stuff, with this particular unique way he has of identifying unidentified vision problems that don't show up like it's a routine eye exam. and it's applicable to the elderly, which is how I happen to learn of him, and many others. But it takes a while for them to get going. He's doing his own startup. I keep finding people who are doing their own startups, or suddenly they're going to do a startup too. And it's like, stop that. I had you where I wanted you, and now you're off on doing your own startup.
Well, now you have someone to relate with. Now you can contact them, say, "Oh, great. Now we can go through the same struggles. I'd love to keep in contact with you and let you know my experiences." And that way you're already contacting them and providing them with a valuable service. Then, oh, by the way, who else do you know?
Yeah.
Because I think with your own business, even if you don't have a business, I mean, every person in their network that they get, how can you provide value to them?
Right.
And then they just automatically provide, value back. So, but you got to stay on their mind,
Right.
There's so many distractions. They've got their own things going on. So
you
just
think
a follow-up call or a note or, hey, I was just thinking about you, and write them a handwritten note. No one gets handwritten notes anymore. I mean, that's something I've done in my business, and people just love it because it takes time and thought to go, and it's just so easy.
Well, but that's something you can do while you're sitting there watching TV at night, or whatever. Yeah, watching TV. But
yeah,
I mean, you could do that. And there's nothing more thrilling. Now, I mean, these days, Christmas cards are mostly coming from, in fact, vendors that service our house or whatever, It's like, oh, Christmas card, but it's not from anybody I know anymore because people have gotten off of doing that. So, yes, I absolutely think that makes a difference. And I should employ those strategies. It's not that expensive to do that, to remind them beyond emails. We're all just so inundated with emails and those distractions too. Business people certainly are. So,
well, another suggestion, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. That's why I want you here.
Excellent. I would say make a little video, either on your cell phone or something, and say, hey, I'm in my office now. Just want to remind you that I'm on my own. If there's anything that I can do to help you out, we could catch up, or anything I can do in your business to help out. I'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and give me a call. And then someone gets that either through a text message or even if it is through an email, but they say, oh my goodness, a video. No one's getting videos, even though we have a platform on everyone's cell phone to send them.
I mean, I'm using Facebook ads, and because I need to build my official Facebook page, which I am. But after a point, that's relatively expensive too. But the video one, down and dirty, short and sweet. These people who are well, not now anymore because of the paid ads, but a lot of them know me. And then I can share it to my personal profile because they love me and they'll endure me doing this, right now, and sometimes share them beyond. So I'm reaching into other networks. Those are really good ideas. How long have you been doing what you're doing now? Your own, this whole landscaping and so forth?
Yeah, well, full time. It's coming on 7 years now. But I grew up in a contracting family, and I've had just an incredible experience to be around some really awesome people growing up. I'm just incredibly fortunate and blessed to have that happen. Yeah. And I've just been so intrigued by other people's stories and learning from them. And I've just so many of the different people I've met through my business. And I'm just always thinking of how can I have a great service. How do I convince other people of that? And how do I provide value to them? And I just think that anymore in the lawn care and property maintenance, I can't touch enough people. So I like to come on things like this, and I love hearing from other industries and thinking of how could I help them. Clearly, I'm not charging you for any of this. So,
well, I'm not charging you either. Okay, so it's we're fair.
Thank you. I couldn't afford you.
Yeah, probably could, but no, I'm trying to resist that too. I'll be honest. Once a long time ago, I did freelance. I'm also a mystery author, so I've got books out there under a different website. And I don't have time to do anything with that right now. And, so I've done a number of those videos, with me and them, some green screen, some not. What a pain that is to set up and tear down. But anyway, and those are usually successful. I have a tendency to run a little too long on some of those because once I start talking, you may have noticed I can't stop. It's probably some kind of, neurotic thing. I don't know. But anyway, I like the idea. I really like that. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a down and dirty video that I can post and actually probably promote. Hey, I know a lot of you folks, and don't forget, if this is what you're after, if this is what you need, because I promote myself also as affordable, why I don't come with a team. And here's the thing, this is the truth. Most services do not need to go out and hire a big crew, a studio crew where they come with 3 people, lights, tie up your entire day. If you're doing something like a TV commercial, you do need that. Okay, but most don't. And I'm sure as we've all learned, it's more about the audio even than perfection in the video, depending on what you're doing. So I think, for people to get out there, especially as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, we have to do it. We have to find the right format. Is Blab it? I don't know. I've fooled around a little bit with Periscope. Is that it? I have no idea. Again, I'm only doing it now to see if it's something I would ever advise to a client, and that might be on a client-by-client basis, because it may be good for some and not so good for others.
Sure. But I think what you're doing is great to get the experience, again, and then be able to tell, to have a real life experience of what you've gone through to show your clients. It gives you clearly some credibility of what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, and honestly, that's one reason I did leave a paying job, is because I actually do have that confidence. It's finding the right mix. I know what I'm doing with this stuff. It's finding the right mix and executing it effectively, getting that email list going. And now, since I'm in the process, as I said, of trying to convert from a Wix site, easy enough to make, but now to a WordPress site and really understand it, and I can get a little too perfectionist in this sort of thing. But I have understood now the limitations of Wix for what I want to do in integrating lead pages and all this stuff to really build that email list so that I can get to my eventual point, which requires more than my little local area and people I know, to that online course or more than one that I would like to do.
Sure.
So,
now, how do you currently acquire emails?
How do I acquire them?
Do you have a capture page? Do you have something that
Not yet.
You say, hey, okay, so you're just,
I
what
have
is your
on
email?
I've got sign up for my email list, which is, just a nothing on my website. And I get very little from it. That's why I want to get my lead page.
So if you sign up, do you get anything?
No, not right now. They just get me. And
so what is the incentive to sign up is my question.
Well, there's really not a whole lot unless they know and like me, perhaps, or maybe they like what they've read on my page, or I got the contact sheet, almost everywhere. But that's one reason I'm going to convert to WordPress, so I can make better use of that sort of thing. I want to build more of these inducement, these freebies that have value, and get people on that list so that I can eventually get to the point of putting out a course. This is going to take me, I figure, I know now, I'm looking at about a year. The good news is my husband, thank God, he's still working because I'm on Cobra now, having quit my job, and so almost everything else is more expensive too. Although from that expo that I did, I won a 1 week free gift of riding a Jaguar. The hell am I going to do with that? You want it? I don't want to drive a Jaguar for a week. It'll make me crazy nervous.
Well,
crazy car like that.
If you have it, I would say go around to your friends and clients and say, let me come pick you up and we'll go out lunch. When else am I going to get this? And they would think it was the coolest thing ever. I would. That means your friend comes, hey, I got a Jaguar. You want to go get lunch? I would move my schedule.
Yes. Don't I look impressive? I've come in a Jag. Now, next week, you're going to you'll see me back in the 2001 Camry.
that's what makes it great, is because that's the whole thing. Look, I want it for a week. Let's go and take it out. And your friends will say, oh, this is awesome. And then you can reconnect that way. I mean, you're only going to have it for a week.
Yeah.
I'd say take advantage of that opportunity. If they're giving you a Jaguar, go around and pick up all your friends. I think it would be great.
Let's need a ride somewhere. Oh, yeah. Let's go do lunch. Yeah. I suppose I'd have to pick that up too. Yeah. But boy, are you on Savvy Sexy Social? Are you on that group? No, I can see you're not.
I've never heard of that, so no.
Oh, well, it's really a good one. It's a really good group. Some of the people here are on it, and they've done a terrific job of helping each other.
Well, how do I get on that group? Is this a Facebook group? Is this through Blab?
Well, the Facebook group is through a course. I took some course from Savvy Sexy Social, which is a quirky name, and it's run. If you just look up this woman's name or just SavvySexySocial.com, you're going to meet a young woman who she claims she's older than she looks. She has so nailed certain strategies, particularly video. And now she's to the point where she's doing a lot of courses. And one was so compelling. I had to watch so much of her stuff, a lot of her free stuff. And I thought, I'm going to learn from her. And I'm going to learn. And it's a very active, supportive Facebook group then that you can participate in as I do.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really.
I see down here, Meredith has posted the link. Appreciate that, Meredith.
Yeah, Meredith is, sure, she'd know it. And what do you think, too? I mean, Meredith, is this not a rock'em sock'em course? Can you almost not live without it anymore? Yeah, see? And if you're talking about, Go Forward Media or this newest thing of live streaming, a great one to follow is Kim Garst, Garst. I've taken one of her courses. So those are, you'll learn a lot.
And what does she exactly do? And it's Garst?
She's Kim Garst, Kimgarst. She's on Twitter. She does some blabs too. But her big area that she promotes a lot and has hundreds of thousands of followers is Periscope. And why we should be jumping in now, how to make it work for business, because there's a lot of people on it already. It grew like 10 million to 10 million in 10 days, something like that, something incredible.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and she's also just one of the most, she's got one of the most congenial personalities you'll ever find. So there's just nothing I can say bad about her. So, I follow her stuff, and there's, Daryl Eves is fabulous out there. There Datto Tech, which is Steve Datto Tech. If you want to learn about new programs that we would be using in social media or reaching out to others, they're both really good. Those are some of the ones that I routinely follow. A lot of them are just free webinars.
Oh, well, I've taken some notes. I certainly appreciate that and the links. I think thank you. Certainly as many times as you can put the links in the actual.
I'm going to have to learn this better.
Messages.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's easy.
Yeah,
you'll get it.
Just type it in there. Now. Right. It's like I don't know if you're on Twitter, but if you are, it's just Kim Garst. Oh, that right? Yeah. And you'll see a lot of her stuff too. So she's also doing Blab, but she's made her name with the Periscope. So anyway, anybody else got
a little
anything?
Different platforms?
Yeah. Well, this is all I'm hearing is that this is the latest and the greatest. And if you're in business, you're missing an opportunity before it becomes overwhelmingly saturated. So as I said, in my case, I want to know it, play with it a little bit, because if I don't, I can't advise clients on it. What if it is, in fact, a good look? I've learned from you already and from others who are too shy to get on right now. But if they did, I can guarantee you they've got a lot of knowledge too, because I've followed many of them on that group. So I think it's a really good idea to watch try it. Try one or two of anything, and then you can decide, is it something you can make use of? Would your clients have an interest in watching? Or would you extend your reach by doing that sort of thing? So that's what I'm spending a lot of time on. And yes, some days not as productive as others as a result of that. I can get caught up in it, So anyway.
Yeah, I think as we're all like testing it out and whatnot, trying to get more clients, I think the best value is just things like this. As we're all trying to do things, you get to hear from so many different people and relate to them on different things that they're doing from, I'm not in your industry, you're not in mine, but we go through sometimes similar things. We all need, how do we get to clients? How do we stay on their mind? So even though we're in completely different industries, it's great to be around people who are striving and are going through problems and are looking for other people to help them.
Yes, and the truth is, it's no small thing to walk away from a paying job. It really isn't, and say, you know what, I may be lacking some knowledge, but I have confidence in myself. I have my confidence in these various areas, and I think I can do something. And, off you go. Then you discover the realities, some of them. Some of them you anticipated, some of them maybe not. And that's where you need to buddy up to anybody who's going through, I think, there's so many parallels. I don't care what business you're in. There's a lot of people who are doing this for real estate, and trying to develop online courses. Obviously, a lot of fitness people. I'm not one of them. But, just different things. That's why I wanted this one. Let's talk shop. Because I can learn, maybe someone learns something from me. And these other folks here, I know some of them have some pretty rich experience that are on the list. And I appreciate everybody who is brave.
Well, maybe you could ask them to step in.
Step in. Let me just write that down. I'm getting brave. Come on, folks. Step on in. The water is fine. Hey, listen, if I can put this face out there, anybody could put their face out of here. Okay, who we got here? I'm going to blow this name, Gaurav Singh.
All right.
You there? Hey, how are you doing? Pronounce your name for me. I know I didn't say it right.
Yeah, it's Gaurav. I hope you can hear me.
Pretty good. It's a little garbled. But I have trouble with that too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'm using another mic system due to which the voice can be a problem. So my name is Gaurav.
Gaurav. Okay.
So, yeah.
Greetings.
I run a startup which is into technology, and I was just randomly looking out. I've been visiting Blab since few days, in fact. So just randomly thought entrepreneurship. Obviously, when you see entrepreneurship, it's just excited. It's like, okay, what is the discussion going on? So a lot of interesting discussion and a lot of interesting points put forward. Especially learning from other what you know and how can be helpful.
That's right.
Super. And super points put forward. In fact, one of the best things. In fact, sometimes when we go for a meeting, what we have really experienced is that every client has different facets, or you can say different dimensions, how they react, how they communicate, and in itself is a learning actually.
Yes.
So that was about, and so we are into technology domain and new technologies, not like normal softwares. Basically, if you have heard of Google Glass, it's a kind of where you wear it and you see virtual things in your hand, as if like it's out. So something. I'll share your link. I hope that will help you to visualize what I'm speaking about.
What area of technology are you working in?
Actually, it's basically when you say what area is actually, it's basically when we are right now focusing into education domain. So
is what?
Right now we cater to marketing in education domain.
Oh, okay. All right. And how long have you been doing it as a startup?
So, in startup, we have been doing this particular technology since more than 5 years. But I'm going to say, as a freelancer, it was 5 years. But for just a year back, we have registered our company, done professional, financial taxing and all sort of stuff. So we have completed first financial year professionally, and going good. And right now, we are launching our own product. We are planning soon, actually, still in little bit of producting phase of product before it's in a prototyping phase. We can say that. Actually, link some of what I'm doing because
Well,
uh,
what is the hardest thing you've learned? What have you learned that has surprised you about starting up? What did you not expect? What's the hardest part?
hardest thing. I think every day is a new thing only. So there is nothing which I have being true, I never thought of, okay, this is something hard or something. Every project, so basically, we have two diversion. One is for marketing agencies, so they come up with new idea to market their product in with the help of technologies. Like
Yeah.
we made something on a smile, so we made a software on smile. So the problem was like how you can detect everybody's smile, some facial recognition, all those things. So these all challenges are always there in every project, but I don't consider them as a typical things. They are a part of our job actually. But yet now I love doing all sorts of stuff. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
there's nothing kind of difficult.
All
It's
right.
just going around. So I've just posted the link, which normally what I do. It's not my video, but just a reference one. The sort of technology which I work on. Uh, but soon we'll be producing our own videos in terms of what I do. Uh, so it's something we bring to life. Let's suppose if you make out of a paper, if you make an origami craft, out of it where you make a boat and you scan it, that boat will come to life. Out of paper, you make anything that will come to life.
Okay, put my name on
So
your list so that I can get one of these. Once upon a time, I knew how to do origami. If I could make one and it becomes real, that'd be so super cool.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that's one sort of, and second one is for preschool sections we are making. How about if the people reading the alphabets coming to life? A for apple. When apple comes out of it, you can it's in your hand. When animal can climb on your fingers and all sorts of stuff. The video link which I posted, I hope this will help you to visualize what we do.
Yeah.
Basically, when I tell them, it becomes more technical. That's the reason I've kept it in link. Like, hey, this is a link which helps you visualize.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
would love to know. I can comment late in the conversation. I would love to know more about people who have asked. So, to the top stake, may I know name? Actually,
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah, I had a quick question for you. First,
Yes, sir.
appreciate
Yes.
you jumping on. It's nice to have three
Thanks
people
a lot.
going back and forth. But Laura, great, just one-on-one. I want to know exactly how is your startup right now being funded, and is there any price projections that you guys have to pay you and your staff and your rent and all of that stuff until your product comes to market? Is there some numbers that you guys have run to make sure you're going to be funded until you get to the final? Because the technology is such a competitive industry, and I'm just interested in how you guys are being funded right now.
Yeah. Good question,
So
huh?
basically, yeah. So basically, at the moment we are bootstrapped, and I tell you, we don't need funding. So why I'm saying this, because the projects which we have got from our all the projects which we have got from our own customers. They are repeated customers, and we are self-sustained, and the projections we do projections a month before in terms of a 3 months. Every quarter we do projections. Okay, this might be because what the kind of field we cater to, it's for events and exhibitions. So we know that okay, this 3 months, this all exhibitions will come, and we have to get this much of. So that sort of division. The product one is the one when we because what we have really realized is services don't go long, products go long. What I mean to say that is when you want to scale, it's very, very important that it should be global, something which should be scalable. So the kind of service which we are into, it's like where we have to put our staff on the ground and all sort of stuff. So hence we are shifting from service based to a product based, but it's a big shift actually. Because
so your customers are funding it, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
So you are being funded. It's by your customers.
I like that. Your customers funding it.
That's what you explained. I mean, if the customers are coming in, you say you don't need funding. Well, you need them to, I guess, or go ahead and buy it before it comes to the product. So you may not go out to a venture capitalist and get funding all at once, but every single client is your funders, basically.
That's right.
So it's sounding like. Okay.
See, again, and how much we share in common here. I don't care what we're doing.
Actually, so I guess I mean that's because I'll tell you one thing which we have really realized is like the customers when they fund it, or you can say like, okay, we go back to our customer saying that we want to try this and we are looking for fund. They put there was one of our experiences, one of our agency, this is a marketing agency, and we said them that we are trying to build something on this, but the fact is that we are falling short of this fund. They said what is the probability of getting cracked? I mean, what is the probability of getting done? Because we have already done a few projects with them, so they know us very well. What is the capability of a team and what we have done? So they said, okay, what we'll do is like we'll put 50% of the fund of this particular raw material. You put 50 of it, and the charges for the effort will not be given. I mean, will not charge for the effort for our execution for a first project, and after that you can take it out. So this is how they contribute in terms of, okay, I'll provide you the raw material, you make it out, and if it's successful, well and good. So this is one of the case studies which we founded, and I mean to say this is just one, but we have pretty thankful to God that our customers have been coming repeatedly, and I'm loving it, and that's the reason. What I'm hoping is that for next year we will not require any funding, and fingers crossed.
Well, congratulations on your success so far.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty interesting.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, indeed. Well,
sorry, you were saying something, Lola.
No, I was going to say, I don't know how long I've been running at the mouth here, but happily with some really good people. I'd like to do this again sometime. I hope you folks will. I'll get better at the technicalities of the Blab thing. And, maybe I'll try another Pinterest at some point, or Periscope, that is. But I've gotten value out of this. I love sharing experiences. I know how much we learn from each other. Sometimes, when you're in a work situation, a normal 9-to-5 job, whatever it might be, spend half your time, it seems, fighting with people, departmental politics, and yet when you reach out and you actually are talking to essentially strangers, I find I sometimes get very much more value. Nobody has a stake in it in particular, except to be helpful. And that's what I was hoping to get out of today's Blab, and I believe I did. I hope I might have given a pointer or two, or helped people to understand what my mission is. You folks have been just terrific. And if we have anybody else who wants to join in, and feel free. Otherwise, I think I'll probably call it, because you guys have been terrific. But who's this? Someone's coming. Wait. Still an exciting moment in my day.
I thought I would do that for you.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on?
Doing good. Yeah, no, you were sharing such positive energy. I was just like, all right, well, she said I'll go ahead and call in for a second, see if I can get him up a little bit more. What was the topic? Entrepreneurs.
Yeah. No matter what
and
kind.
What is it that you do?
A little bit of everything, man. I'm an idea fountain. You know what I mean? You put me in a situation, dude. I have a way of looking at things, a unique way of looking at things in perspective that, when given the, well, I guess if given the right team, anything would be possible to accomplish. Absolutely anything. The organization that I represent, the first 2 words that when people start messing with us, we ask them to drop. First word is sorry, because we're not sorry about anything. And everybody's using words so easily, like they just don't have any meaning. You know, love, gangster, sorry. They have no conviction in their words anymore. They don't mean anything. Criminal activities. I mean, does that have a real meaning anymore? You know what I mean? Like, what's the truth behind it? And the second word we ask people to drop is can't, because our clique can do anything.
So you've been involved basically in a number of different areas, it would seem.
Very many.
And you've got a certain kind of unique agenda, if you want to call it that, how you approach people. I
do like studio stuff, you know.
What do you make?
Nice.
Music?
I like guitar. I do music, DJ, songwrite. You know, I'm a manager.
Hey.
I've managed restaurants. I've helped people. I've built studios. I do installs. You know, I teach.
So you're comfortable. You're comfortable shifting.
Yeah.
I don't like this anymore. I'm going to do this, or I like them both. So I'm going to do them both. Is that what you do? Kind of approach?
Now, say that one more time. What kind of approach?
Where you're willing to just say, you know what, I tried this, not what I thought it would be. So you're comfortable moving on. I like this. I'm going to give it a shot. Or you blend them.
I don't really get anything I don't want to get into.
Yeah.
So I can't really say. I mean, anything that I get into, there's going to be some kind of desire there. So typically, desire there that tends to stay, you know, and then evolve and grow and do as it does as, you know, people learn their ways and mastery or whatever.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
But where can we catch some of your music? You got a link or anything?
Oh yeah, plenty of them, man. I got it on Raps. I'll freestyle something for you right now. You look up B-Pal, Dresden Kane Carlisle.
Just you can put the link in the comments.
What kind of music you like the best?
I'm sorry?
What kind of music do you prefer?
Oh, the link in the comments.
No, I mean style of music. I do all kinds.
I don't listen to much music, so maybe Laura or
I
guys have
I like
a certain
a lot.
genre?
I have kind of eclectic taste, but I do actually kind of like jazz stuff, jazzy or with the jazzy rhythm. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's, you know, how it's done. I love that kind of experimental.
You know what? I might have some experimental stuff.
Not into heavy metal or stuff. That might be an age thing by now. I don't know. It's just, you know.
Understandable.
Well, did you have a question for Laura or any of us? She's been very helpful.
Yeah, I did top stage.
Go ahead, Mr. Singh.
Yeah, actually, I was asking your name. Yeah, I'm a little confused. But it's like at the top stage. So actually, what's your name?
Oh, it's Matt.
Okay, Matt.
Like M-A-T-T.
Matt, okay.
Yeah.
What you do? And
I own a property maintenance and lawn care business. I'm primarily interested right now of expanding into business consulting in the industry. Also have this account. I'd like to share inspirational stuff. Have the account through Twitter, so just brought it over to Blab.
By the way, Matt, you would be very good on video. I don't know if you are involved in YouTube at all. You would be very good. My own instinct tells me this.
Thanks.
You could do it, and you could talk your story because you have an engaging personality. That makes a big difference. You're straightforward. You know, I'm not just trying to BS you. I'm just telling you what my perception is on this. Works for some and doesn't work for others, you know. What are you laughing up there, Mr. Singh?
So there's a comment there for Matt. So you look like a displaced
veteran. Okay. Everyone has their own opinion. Any constructive questions about entrepreneurs we have? Appreciate your comment, but I'm kind of here to help people.
Hey, I would love some help. I mean, I'm always struggling. I mean, as the amount of talent that is yielded by me and the amount of, I guess I should say success that I've actually had. I mean, I know I'm lacking in some areas. Definitely lacking in some areas. You know, there's certain things that I have strengths in that can really, really go a long way. It can really, really be awesome for many different reasons. But without the right kind of other stuff around it, it really is just kind of chilling, just kind of sitting dormant, you know.
So who do you think you have to get in front of to showcase your talents?
I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily what it is. I mean,
you don't have to know right now, but that may be a question to ponder.
Well, maybe somebody who's interested in the same kind of ideas and tactics as I am. I'm after different things. I'm after the world growing. I'm after a better world for the children and children's children. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You may need to narrow your scope just a tiny bit to see if you can funnel it down, not ignore the other stuff, but funnel it into one key area first, work it, see if it works for you or not. Don't blow off the other stuff, because you're clearly someone who just loves life and loves learning. So it's hard, I think, sometimes to identify, put your finger right on what moves you the most, or if it's several things, how to integrate them into a whole potentially. Just a thought.
Oh.
So.
Have to move. Catch sometimes.
Yeah. All right, folks. Listen, I want to thank everybody. I really do, from joining me at my very first Blab. I braved up. Yay, Laura. And I'll be looking for you. If you should do your own Blabs at various points, I hope you do. And to the degree that I can get on them, I will. Because although they are time suckers, I just stole I don't know how much time from you folks today. But I appreciate your contributing, and I think other people would have gotten something out of this as well. So as I say at Ever Onward Media, ever onward. That's my personal motto anyway.
Hey, Laura.
Okay.
Appreciate you putting it on, Laura.
Laura, there's a gentleman that just said a comment, and it seems kind of interesting. I thought you might want to take a look at that just before you go, because I don't want to get ignored.
Get out 13 and started business another vet. I'm a veteran, by the way. Been a full-time student the whole time. Oh, wow. So you got a story to tell.
I'll go ahead and hop out and give this place. Thank you so much for your time, though.
Hey, nice to meet you, man. Do you want to come on, The Real Pro?
Yeah. Come on, The Real Pro. Come on in. You got a story to tell. We can see it. Don't be shy. Even though I'm pretty sure that's not a photograph of you, but it's a neat, it's something. Yeah. You coming in?
The all-seeing eye.
The all-seeing eye, yes. Gotta bump up my screen size to see it, though. Oh, yeah, okay. I've seen that symbol before. Okay, coming in? No? You got shy? All right.
All right, I did want to say now that real quick that you guys are veterans. I am on a sales program, and they happen to be running. I paid full price for it. They happen to be running a special for vets. Get back into sales training as a virtual sales training. There's a lot of veterans in this area that it's helped. So I'm going to put it in the comments if anyone who is a veteran wanted to go and check it out. But again, Laura, thanks for putting this on.
Thank you. You've been a wonderful participant. Also, you, Mr. Singh, I appreciate all of your help and consideration. When people join a newbie for the first time, it's like, well, what am I going to get? But that's why I just wanted to meet some new people who are going through the same kind of struggles and hear how you're dealing with them, what surprised you. I've learned a lot from that, and I will take advantage of that as I move forward, for sure. So,
thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
I went ahead and put that link down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to copy that. Yes, sir. Well, Matt, again, I appreciate especially your contributions. And I don't know if you do Blabs from time to time yourself, but I'll be watching for them.
Okay, yeah. Please stay in touch. If you could put down in the message one more time of the best way to contact you, maybe through email or you got.
Well, here's email. Type without blowing it. And then again, the website is that will be changing, but not right away, because of course I'm taking a course to do it right.
Awesome.
All right. Wish me luck with that stem cell doctor. He could be a good one, but and
best wishes on your speech in a week.
Oh yeah, I've done a number of those. I'm not uncomfortable doing them. It's just a matter of putting together PowerPoint and trying to make it animated enough, So we'll see. That's going to be. I find it tedious to make decent PowerPoints. I don't like just bullet points without images or something else integrated. So again, I thank you so much.
All right, till next time.
All righty. Bye-bye. Yeah, how do I shut it off now? I guess I just do this.